Thank you for tuning in to our show, Frank Talk, Actor to Actor. And today, guys, I have somebody special in the studio here with me. We go way back, a fellow colleague, a filmmaker, and we've done so many things with this man right here. He's younger than me, but hey, we've walked this path together. So, Bamba,
Yes, sir.
let's have a Frank Talk, actor to actor. Can we do that?
Actor to actor. I'm down if you're down.
Okay, so here we go. So when people watch you on the silver screen and they see you working on big movies like the Black Panther, Suicide Squad, and popular TV shows like The Good Place and Grey's Anatomy, they think it's always been easy.
Right.
So you tell us how it all started for you. Was it easy?
It absolutely has not been easy. It's been a lot of hard work, a lot of discipline, a lot of focus, and a lot of time and hours. So you're saying how it started. I mean, we could talk about the high school plays and the off Broadway and the school in New York City. But initially, my first professional gig was a Law and Order episode in New York City in 2006. And I guess that's what launched me, because that helped me get into SAG and then into other movies and productions.
Nice. Okay, talking about movies and productions,
Yes, sir.
we are going to watch some of the things that you've done so far.
Let's do it.
All right.
What's going on?
Last part. Won't start. The car not start.
What happened? The engine failed.
Ours too.
What is it, Captain?
Defense position. Defense position.
Are we under attack?
Defense position. What do you see? What do you see? Come in. Come in.
Now, ordinarily, you having feelings for my soulmate would be a conflict of interest.
Whoa. You think I'm into Chidi?
You mentioned his name 9 times in the last 10 minutes.
Nobody asked you, Bambadjan. And oh, Fork, I'm in love with Chidi.
Let's take a little break.
Would a hug make you feel better?
No, I don't think that it would.
late, you're getting one.
Thanks, Bambadjan. That does make me feel better.
Oh, hey, are you guys here for Evil Zumba?
Evil Zumba moved to conference room D.
Oh.
It's down the hall, past the blood fountain. Take a right, and you'll pass like 11 more blood fountains. And then it's right next to the broom closet.
So, next to conference room E?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks so much. Go suck, everyone.
Go suck. Felix Mariam.
I was meeting with Mr. Abril.
He's busy.
So am I. I didn't come here to talk to anybody but the boss.
Sorry you wasted your time.
Give him a message.
I'm listening.
I move a lot of product.
Mr. Avril has a select client list.
It'll be worth his while.
So why come to us? What's wrong with your current situation?
My guy got greedy.
Always such a temptation. So much sugar every day. So sweet, so sticky, irresistible.
Now his widow runs the business. And I need a new partner.
Nice. Okay, we're back, and my next question to you is: as a young man growing up in Africa, and did you always know that someday you're going to make it to the United States and do some of the incredible things that you've already done as an immigrant?
I actually didn't know I was coming to the United States. Honestly, I was 10 years old in the Ivory Coast, in Côte d'Ivoire, and French was a language we all spoke, and the country became like a little unstable because of politics and politicians. And my parents decided to just move to America. They didn't come and say, "Hey, Bambadjan, we on the move. What are your thoughts? Do you think you want to join us in America?" No. So they just picked us up and we got here.
Okay.
And I have to say, my dad always loved movies. So we had like a great regiment of American films growing up in Ivory Coast. So I watched all the Schwarzenegger, the Sylvester Stallones. And when I came here, honestly, I just wanted to survive because we were in the South Bronx and I was an African kid that didn't speak French. So I was dealing with bullying. I had to learn English quickly. So I started watching a lot of television, a lot of movies, and listening to hip hop. And I guess in school, I was always this weird African kid until I got on stage. Until I started performing on stage. All of a sudden I was funny, I was talented.
The lion came out.
And all of a sudden it's like, all right, I'm cool.
Okay.
So I wasn't getting beat up anymore, attacked anymore because of because of acting, actually.
Okay, wow.
So yeah,
that's crazy. That's amazing. So okay, so now you're in America. So my question for you is, how did you get into acting? Was it by accident, or was it something inside of you that you knew you had a gift that was just waiting to be discovered?
Honestly, I ran away from acting. I was in middle school and high school, and the drama teacher kept trying to pull me into a theater production. Okay. I did one, and the teacher loved it. The students loved it, and they're like, "You got to be in our class next year." And I kept wanting to go to JROTC, and JROTC is like military army training. Because in my mind, I was gonna go to the Air Force. I was gonna be an airplane pilot, then travel the world. That was like my thing. But one day I ended up at one of those model calls. I don't know if you remember, back in the early 2000s, they used to do these model calls, cattle calls for models. You pay a lot of money. So anyway, I went there with my then girlfriend because she wanted to be a model. And we met some people from an acting school. And that's when I found out for the first time that there was such thing as an acting school. And I was like, oh, okay. And they invited me to audition for the school. And that's what really led me into acting. And then my senior year of high school, I got in the newspaper because of acting in the city. And my dad was so proud and excited. And all of a sudden, my parents were like, oh, wow, you can go to acting in school. And that's kind of how it happened. Honestly, I didn't want to be an actor, but I think it was one of the best things I could do. So.
Yes. I believe from what you've done, I believe that was the best thing that ever happened.
I'm glad I took that path. Because I probably would have been in Afghanistan and Iraq and all that. You know?
I'm glad you did. Acting is not an easy field, and not many survive and have long careers in it.
Right.
So I want to ask you this question. What was your motivation to keep pushing, even when there were times when you're discouraged and you just wanted to throw in the towel?
Man, I remember when I first moved to LA when we met back in like 2008.
2001.
2001 is when we actually met. We met in Hawaii. Tears of the Sun.
Right. 2001.
2001 is when we met. But then I moved to California from New York. In 2008-ish.
Okay.
So when I moved, there was a writer's strike. And there was like no work.
I remember
nothing happening.
Yes.
And we were hanging out a lot at this time, and I think that's when you bought the big Panasonic camera.
Yes, I did.
You got in a lot of trouble for spending all that money. But we were in the garage, like just shooting stuff, just writing stuff, just creating things. And honestly, if I'm honest, every time that there hasn't been work in Hollywood, I've always kind of met other creatives like me and created content and produce content to keep me motivated and keep me engaged and keep me learning and growing.
Yeah.
So I've had a production company. I've had a theater company with a bunch of friends. We put up plays around North Hollywood. I produce short films, web series. So that's really how I stay motivated.
Wow.
And then, after dry spells, when you get like a Black Panther or a big movie, you're like, all right, I'm doing this.
Okay.
This is what I'm doing. Or you get a Snickers commercial and money starts flowing in, you're like, okay, I'm doing the right thing. This is motivation.
Yes,
so, that's what keeps me going.
Yes. That's all
You
right, man.
know how that is, right? Like
exactly. That's exactly what I've been going through too, man.
Right.
Dry spells, and then all of a sudden, whoops, a commercial that you didn't even think anything would come out of it.
God's Not Dead one, and then a sequel, God's Not Dead two. You know what I mean?
There's 4 of them, by the way.
Oh wow! Look at you.
I know. It just
That's what I
never
want.
know in 4. The funny thing is that I die in 3 and they bring me back in 4.
They bring
It's
you
like,
back
how?
See, that's what we all want in Hollywood. We want to have like a franchise film to pick us up so that we could do 5 movies and not have to worry about auditioning.
No, but sometimes you get into a good one.
In a good one, that's
Like
true.
Black Panther.
Yes,
Come on,
sir.
man.
Yes,
1
sir.
billion.
Yes, sir.
1 billion.
That was huge.
I was really happy for you.
Thank you, man.
I was so happy.
Thank you. It was a long time coming, as you know.
So, okay, my next question for you is this, and I don't want to botch it, so I'm gonna, look at this. So you have accomplished much in only a few years that many vintage actors have done in many years in a field that is very unpredictable and unforgiving. So what do you attribute to this rare success?
If I want to be completely honest, I really feel like I have a lot of grace. Like God's favor is upon me.
Amen.
And sometimes, like for Black Panther, I know they auditioned hundreds of people for that role. And then they flew them to Atlanta to audition in front of the director. I never got that call for the callback. I thought it was done. And then one day I get a call, the director, you're the choice.
Wow.
No callback, nothing.
That's God.
Isn't that God?
No, that's God.
There's so many circumstances. I was in church one day in the past. It was like, she was prophesying, you're gonna get a role in Hollywood, and you won't even have to act. You'll just be you. And I was like, okay, thank God. And then all of a sudden I'm on The Good Place.
Phone call. Oh,
And I'm playing Bambadjan myself.
Oh, man.
like, what can I do?
That's God,
and it was a
man.
role they created specifically for me.
For you.
So
Wow.
I do my part as far as like working hard, developing, creating. But at the end of the day, I definitely have God's grace and the blessing of my parents.
Amen, man. That's a good story. Wow.
Yeah,
All ends well. What do they say? All ends well. Ends well. I don't know. That Shakespeare thing, whatever. All's well that ends well. Something.
All is
like
well
that.
that ends well.
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
So
I
now-
didn't go to the classical Shakespearean
Shakespeare stuff,
Academy in London.
I'm scared of Shakespeare. I've never
Why?
done Shakespeare. I don't know, man. I'm
that's
just
fun,
scared of
man.
Shakespeare. It's like
Nothing to be scared of.
give me everything but Shakespeare. I know.
You read the Old Testament, right?
Yes,
Exactly.
That's
Pretty much
Shakespeare.
Pretty much Shakespeare.
Thou shalt not, whatever.
Exactly.
Oh, man.
Exactly.
Hollywood has unfortunately not been kind to families. How do you balance your work with family to ensure that the stability remains no matter how successful you become?
Wow, that's a real question. I'm gonna throw that back at you.
Oh, come on.
I'm done answering
Okay.
that. Look, one thing I have to say, my wife is a wonderful, wonderful partner. I have only great things to say about her. She completely supports my career.
Yeah.
She completely supports some of these crazy endeavors or projects that I want to do.
Yeah.
So that's probably the most important thing. at least the most impactful thing for me. And she's not in the industry also, so she's not like in competition where she doesn't have all the crazy psychotic issues that actors deal with. You know what I mean? So she's a very grounded person, and that really helps us balance. And it helps also that I met her when I was a senior in high school, and we've known each other forever, and we're like really best friends. Not to say that there aren't beautiful women in Hollywood that I meet, but hey, God's helped me through this whole time, and I keep giving them grace. And honestly, I really want to make my family happy, make them proud. So I try to focus on that.
It's really tough out there, man. You talked about beautiful women, especially in this industry that we have. Oh my God! Especially when you see one, and then you think that's it, and then tomorrow you see one who's even better than that. It's like, so then what? Stay with your wife. You know what I'm saying?
How have you done it?
For me, it was the same thing, man. It's not my wife, like you said. Also, she's a very grounded person, a person who prays, and she's just into God and everything. So she brings me back into myself when I'm disappearing, going over there, and temptations coming and all that stuff. She reminds me, hey, all that glitters is no gold.
Amen to that. Amen to that. Yeah, we're blessed, man.
In 2017, you publicly disclosed that you are a recipient of the program DACA.
Yes, sir.
And your story inspired and changed the conversation around immigration.
Yes, sir.
So personally, to tell you the truth, I was afraid for you.
You and all the Africans.
I'm serious. I'm like, that's Bamba.
Yeah, man.
Why is he putting himself in trouble? But you battled on and became an advocate for immigrants' rights. What gave you the courage to take on such a scary and gigantic task?
Man, everyone asks me this question, and especially like Africans, because for us, we don't really talk about our immigration issues. We're like, hey, I'm dealing with it. Take care of it. Handle your problems.
Exactly.
But when you look at the Latino community, man, they're out there fighting for immigrant rights, and we benefit from their advocacy,
from their fight.
From them putting themselves out there. Forever, I mean, you've known me all this time. You knew my situation. I didn't have papers, but by God, I still believe that, this is the call that God has given me to become an actor, and doors will open eventually. So when I got DACA, honestly, DACA was like a shield of protection that will at least stop
a blessing in disguise. You don't know it is, but
that's true. That would stop me from being deported. So that gave me more confidence.
Yes.
But there was also people in my family who have dealt with immigration, people who have gotten deported, people who lost parents and ended up being in like foster homes because of ICE deporting them. So it became very personal. And Trump was also in power at the time, and the attack on the immigrant community was like never before. And DACA, he wanted to he did terminate DACA. So for me, I've had DACA, and that's helped me continue my dream as an actor. And all of a sudden, it's like this guy wants to terminate DACA, and I'm gonna sit back in fear again. I said, nah, I have to do something. So I prayed about it, talked to my wife, my family, everybody was on board, and by God's grace, we went through it. And I went all the way to the Supreme Court when we fought against the Trump administration. I spoke there.
I remember that.
And we won. The battle is not over yet, but it definitely has encouraged other people to open up about their story, because that's the only way we get any kind of rights in this country, by actually stepping up and saying something.
Yeah, for me, I look at you as a pioneer, because all the pioneers always like in the Martin Luther King and all that stuff, they all die and everything, whatever, but they paved the way for others.
That's true.
And what you did, man, I was so scared. And when you came out unscathed, I was like, all right.
Unscathed, I will not die, but live and proclaim the works of God.
Amen, amen. So now, because of your courage to stand for to immigrants' rights at all costs, And against all odds, you had all odds against you, man. The ACLU, you know, awarded you the Courageous Advocate Award, and then NILC awarded you the Courageous Luminary Award. How has this changed your life, and will you continue to be the voice of immigrants?
Absolutely, I will continue, because even right now, I still am on DACA, and DACA is still on the chopping board today.
Oh, wow.
So how has it changed my life? I'm no longer just an actor.
Wait, you said it on the chopping board.
Chopping
That they're
board.
trying to get rid of it?
Yeah, they're still trying
even
to get
with
rid
the
of
new
it.
president?
With the new president, the same judge in Texas, a guy named Judge Hennon, who stopped DAPA, which was supposed to be DACA for the parents of DACA recipients. When Obama was in power, he actually ordered that DACA is illegal. So now it's going to make its way back to the Supreme Court, and we'll see what happens. So the fight continues, right? So how has it changed my life? I was saying I'm not just an actor anymore. I am a person that's fighting for a cause that's a lot bigger than me. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And not only that, people are inspired by my story. So all of a sudden, out of this came a book. I wrote an essay in America Ferrera's book, so now I'm like a published author.
Wow.
And then
Congratulations.
Thank you. And now I have a speaking agent, and I go around the country giving inspirational speeches that I get paid for. So it opened up a whole avenue that I didn't even think about.
Wow, man, that's awesome. That's great to know that young people like you are doing great things.
Look, man, somebody got to do it. Somebody from our community has to do it.
That's right.
So I'm happy
That's
to be that person.
So now, let me ask you, so besides being an actor, you've also delved into directing, producing. How's that going for you? And can you share with the audience some of the work that you have directed and produced?
Yes, sir. I mean, you know, you're a director, producer of independent projects. You know how those things go.
Exactly. But some of these guys don't know that. That's why we.
Oh, you don't know? Oh, yeah. Well, please share. But look, ever since I moved to LA and got to know you, like I said, we produce small things we
together,
put on YouTube. And then I had a group of other Africans. We did theater companies together. And then I met other people. So I'm always developing projects. My directorial debut was a short film named Papa that I directed, and
I remember that.
It actually did really well in the festival circuit, and everyone was like, "Hey, I need a feature." So I've developed a feature, not the same story concept idea, but my story growing up in the South Bronx, and how I was able to overcome all the atrocities of growing up in the hood. So once that was done, I started writing more consistently. So I became more of a writer. And then I started producing a bunch of projects. Others went into festivals, but currently the latest thing I produced was an independent horror film called The Unsettling with a Ghanaian director. It's about a Ghanaian couple that comes to the U.S. on vacation and end up in a house that has a ghost. So that's the story. It's in the festival circuit right now. I produced and I starred in that story. I also been working on a web series called Consequences about about like con artists or 419 guys.
I remember you talked to me about that one.
Oh, really?
Yes, we did talk about that. You know, the way the Nigerians come in and whatever. And you said I just didn't know.
Thing.
Yeah, then the next thing, 3 years later, there it was. Consequences.
Yes, sir.
Done.
Yes, sir. I think we were trying to like rent your office or something.
Yes, exactly.
So independent production, as you know, is hard.
Exactly.
You know, money's low. But we did the first season. It's on Amazon Prime.
Nice.
And we're finalizing season 2, and that should be up hopefully by the end of this year, by God's grace.
Okay, nice. So which one of the three, because you do them all, which one of the three titles, actor, director, producer, do you give preference, or do you treat them all the same?
It's interesting because I've always considered myself as a filmmaker, right? Someone who kind of like knows the entire gamut and does everything. But how do I make my money these days? As an actor.
Oh, nice.
As an actor. But since the pandemic, I've become more of a writer because I'm developing stories, I'm developing TV series, and I'm pitching them. So I've like gotten into like this writer seat very seriously. So I'm still everything, still producing, doing everything. It depends on what's happening at the moment.
Is there anything you'd like to share with the audience about Bamba today? What should we expect from you in the near future, or are there any projects in the works or whatever?
Yeah, look, the only thing I can share is I'm from a small village in the Ivory Coast, and I moved to this country when I was 10. I went through a lot of obstacles. This career was not supposed to happen. I didn't have papers. I had all the reasons to just quit and not follow my dream. So me being here right now and actually living my dream is a testament to what God can do when someone puts their faith and their trust and hard work into the purpose and vision He's given them. So hopefully that inspires other people to do the same thing and not to give up. As far as like other projects, I mean, you've heard about all the projects I've been producing and developing, but like I said, I'm developing TV series right now, and it really talks about our experiences of Africans, not just Africans, but Francophone Africans, like Africans from the Ivory Coast, from Guinea, from Mali, from Burkina Faso. We know about Kenyans, we know about South Africans, we know about Nigerians, but there's a whole half of the continent that speaks French, and we have our own swag, our own music, and that's what I want to put out there.
That's
so
good,
look
man.
out for it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, Bambadjan Bamba, thank you so much, man, for coming today. I really appreciate you. I really appreciate everything that you've done. You've shared with everybody your life really as an actor, and maybe somebody's inspired by what you've done, and they want to do it too.
Reach out to me. I'm on social media.
Yeah, just
Bamba the Great on IG. Bamba the Great on IG, and then on Twitter, Real Bambadjan. So hit me up, Kenya. Boop boop.
All right. Tune in our next episode of Frank Talk, Actor to Actor. Today we had the great Bambadjan Bamba.